Hello, welcome to another day of working with our kettlebells, but today we're going to have a fun guest, the foam roller. So I just have the shorter foam roller. If you have a longer foam roller, they also come in about double the length. That's fine. You can use the roller for the exercises just as well. It won't make any difference. Some options I'm going to give you, if you don't have a roller, something you can do. Some of them are going to be foam roller specific, so you can follow along as much as you can without a roller. I'll try and make it easy for you, but if you do have one, great. If you don't, very handy tool, can be an inexpensive. This is a barrel roller. I don't know if you can see, but you can see right through it. It has this plastic tube on the inside. I really like these barrel rollers versus the solid foam. They just have more resistance. They're a little bit stronger. When you first start foam rolling, you can be very sensitive to it, and the foam rollers that are solid foam can do the job, but as you get more experience with foam rolling, you might need a little more density. So highly recommend, if you're going to invest in a roller, get a barrel roller. Even if it's a lot to start with, at the end you'll be glad that you did. So have your kettlebells close by. We're going to start without the kettlebell, just the foam roller, warming up our T-spine with a little scrub. We're going to do a lot of core today, so we also want to make sure we're nice and mobile and everything is kind of warmed up. We got that neurological input and our nerves are going to be firing. We're going to have an easier time connecting with that core. So taking the foam roller, we're going to put it onto the T-spine by laying back, and you can support your neck by just taking your hands behind there and interlacing them, making yourself a little hand basket to rest your head in. You start just rolling up and down, might feel really good. And then what we want to do is we're going to get a scrub going, like you are a bear kind of itching up against a tree. And we want to get everything warm. I'm moving my roller. We're getting it warm. We're scrubbing the tissues, getting everything nice and loose. Try some side bends. And now we're going to get our kettlebell, and I would use something maybe like a medium weight. I would recommend not too light. And we're going to be taking our kettlebell, come here, kettlebell, and putting it onto our chest, sort of right onto the sternum bone there. We're loading up our chest with our kettlebell. You want to keep your butt on the ground, feet on the floor, kind of knees in a little bit more than out, and brace the core. Take an inhale and reach back with the shoulders. Let that kettlebell push you a little deeper into that stretch, into that extension. Take a deep breath and exhale. Come on back up. And then we're going to go just a little higher, a little more vertebrae up on the spine. Same process. Brace the core, take an inhale and reach back. Alright, to continue with this kettlebell enhancing our foam roller stretch, we're going to put the we're going to put the kettlebell up at the top of the mat, just so it's sitting there. Actually, if you have a heavy kettlebell, even a heavier one is going to work better, because you want it to be really stable. We're going to be using this to help our stretch, so we want to make sure that we're not able to pick that kettlebell up easily off the floor. So same position here. Find with your hips up where you are with your arms fully extended, and then let's take that foam roller and put it about mid-back. If you're wearing a sports bra, you can see it's right where the strap goes. Lift the hips up. We're going to reach overhead, hold on to that kettlebell, keep the core engaged, and we're going to lower the hips down to the ground to get a good stretch in our upper T-spine. And if you need to reset, you can lift the hips, Roll to another place on the spine and lower down. And you can release the kettlebell. Now we're going to go over onto our side. This is just for our foam roller. And we want to lay down with the foam roller next to us on our side. Stretch both legs out straight and then take your top leg and put it up onto the foam roller. And lay the head down. If you want to take that lower arm that's on the ground, put it on top of your knee. You're going to hold the knee onto the foam roller and then inhale, reach that top arm up and over. And our goal is to get the shoulder to the ground. Push down to the roller with that knee. Big deep breath, fill the rib cage and exhale. Relax into your stretch. Let's untwist and we're going to go through the other side. So laying down on the side, foam roller is in front of us. I'm going to hold my knee down onto the roller. Inhale and open up that top arm. Nice deep breath into the ribs. Exhale, stretch a little deeper. And exhale, unroll. We're going to come up into quadruped position now, building on this rotation. So hands and knees, we're going to have the roller next to us. And from our hands and knees, reaching under, lay the back of the hand onto the roller and lowering yourself down as you roll that roller, roll the roller, and reach. And you can lower your shoulder all the way down to the ground. Take a nice deep breath. And let's roll that roller back in, and then we're going to reach all the way back up towards the ceiling. You take it through again, get onto the roller with the back of the hand and roll to the floor. And inhale, open up towards the ceiling. Let's do the roller on the other side. Reaching through, back of the hand onto the roller, roll it over, lowering down. Nice deep breath. And roll it back in, all the way open. And back through. Oh, my roller rolled away. And all the way open. All right, so we are going to start with a little bit of core. One of our classics, the kettlebell dead bug. We're going to be doing it while reaching over, and we can either extend the legs, hold the legs, extend both legs. We have 3 different levels. For our second one, we're going to be doing a plank with a knee tuck. So these 2 movements are going to be opposite complementary core exercises. One's going to be loaded up with our kettlebell, one's going to be unloaded using this foam roller as kind of an unstable surface. Make that a little more challenging than just your regular plank. We'll be doing 4 rounds. So let's start with our kettlebell dead bug. Down on the floor, we want that kettlebell loaded up in our hands. We're gonna do 4 rounds, 30 seconds of work in our kettlebell dead bug. Take a little 10-second rest as we turn over. Don't worry, I'll show you how to do the plank when we get there. Since we have 4 rounds, we can afford to learn in our first round. So taking it down. And we want to load that kettlebell up over the shoulders. For your first level, you can just hold the kettlebell up and your legs up, and then reach back, keeping your back tight to the floor. We don't want to arch up off the mat and then back up. If you want to increase the difficulty, you can start with one leg and alternate, or two legs at the same time. Choose your level. You can start with the first and continue on as you discover it's too easy, or you can go hard and take it easier. I would suggest starting easy and working hard just to make sure you're activating your core correctly. So let's get kettlebells up. And you're going to inhale, reach. Keep the core tight. Exhale, back up. If you want to do a leg, extend. Last 10 seconds. Kettlebell's going to come down. We're going to turn over foam rollers on its side at the bottom of the mat. Set up in an elbow plank with your shins on the roller, and exhale, tuck your knees in. You want to lift those hips. And bring it down for a quick rest. So we're going to do 3 more rounds. Dead bugs and knee tucks. Hopefully you're liking them because they're sticking around. Starting with dead bug. Go ahead, reach. Compact the shoulders down and the ribs and the belly button. Last 10 seconds. And foam roller over. From the elbows, you could also do from the knees. I said from the knees, but I meant to say from the hands. It's hard to think and do planks at the same time. Last 10 seconds. And resting halfway through, 2 more rounds. Get a little 20-second break in between rounds. Let's get set up. And dead bug. Kettlebells down, roll it over, and pike or tuck. Knee tuck, knee crunch, knee pike. Call it what you want. Hard work. Resting. Still have 1 more round to go. My core is on fire, but we're gonna get a minute rest in just a little bit. Last round, get set up. Here we go. Last 10 seconds. Turn it over. Last time. And tuck. Go ahead, rest. We have a minute to rest. We're gonna come on up for our next set of 2 exercises. We're going to be doing first one, squeezing the foam roller between our legs while we do a calf raise while holding our kettlebell. We're gonna also add a little challenge there. And then our second one, we're going to be coming back down to the mat and doing a little fun with a plank and the foam roller. So, enjoy the next 20 seconds of rest. And when you're ready, come on up to a standing position. Let's get a smaller kettlebell. We're gonna take the foam roller, squeeze it between our legs, and hold our kettlebell goblet style. And we're gonna come up, squeezing that onto our tippy toes, butt squeezed, core is engaged. Press out, in, and back down. And again, squeeze, press, in, down. Let's see if we can do 2 more. And all right, so now put that kettlebell right in the middle of your mat. We're gonna come up quadruped position, and we're gonna balance that foam roller onto the little part of our back, so it's balanced there. And for our challenge, let's come out into a plank, and 2, and now try to hold your plank, pick up that kettlebell and move it over. Or if it's enough challenge, just try holding that plank with your foam roller and picking up one hand at a time. Bring the knees down and rest. All right, 3 more rounds, starting again with that squeeze and lift. Squeeze that roller and come up onto the tippy toes. Big toe pushing in. Woo! Losing my big toe. In and down. Last 10 seconds. And kettlebell down, middle of the mat. Gonna get that roller up and over. Find the balance. And get into your plank. And move that kettlebell. Or tap your hands. or hold your plank. Knees down and resting. Get that roller squeeze. Kettlebell up and think of your whole body as being one braced, flexible being. Feel the connection to the floor, core. Woo. Kettlebell down. Line up your roller. Let's get into our plank. Last 10. Knees down. Quick rest. One more round. Squeeze that roller. Here we go. My balance on the last one. There we go. Woo. Kettlebell down, let's do it. Last one. All right, get into your plank. All right, knees down. I'm gonna take a minute to rest, and then we're gonna have just the kettlebell for the first couple rounds, and then we're gonna bring in, I keep mixing up the two. Just the foam roller, then we're gonna bring in the bells. But for now, just have the foam roller and the mat. You have 30 seconds to rest. All right, so we're gonna come down into a plank on the elbows. And we're gonna have the roller in front of us. Want some room to be able to roll that roller in front of us. Come on down to the elbows, set up in your plank. You're gonna reach that arm forward, putting it onto the roller, and roll it forward, roll it back. And that's it for 20 seconds. Bring that elbow down, Switch sides and roll. And you want your thumb pointed up. And come on down. Whew, rest. So 20 seconds. You got your breath. We're gonna do that again. Foam roller. 20 seconds each side. Let's come on down, get into our plank. All right, plank it up and roll. Bring it down, switch sides. All right, and resting. So we're gonna do, oh, now it's resting. Uh-oh, I gave you 5 seconds here. So now what we're gonna do, same concept, but we're going to use the kettlebell instead to push and drag. And if you want to stay with your foam roller, that is fine. So with our kettlebell on its side, in our elbow plank, you're gonna push and pull. Push, pull. Switch sides. Ten seconds. Knees down, rest. We're just gonna do one more each side, and then we're gonna cool it off with some foam rolling. Just foam rolling, and then a little yoga stretch. Let's come down, elbow plank, last round. Push and pull that kettlebell. Switch sides, last 20 seconds. And knees down. Excellent. If you want a sip of water before we start cooling it off. And let's get our foam rollers, and we're going to target 3 specific areas. One, muscle that we just worked out, our calves. We're going to roll our calves, and then we're going to roll our glutes and our lats. And of course, I'm going to talk to you about it while we do it, about why. To roll our calves, you're going to want to roll one at a time. You can start at the ankle, lift your butt slightly, and roll your way up towards the back of the knee. You can adjust as you need. Try to keep your core engaged. It shouldn't be too hard after this class. You should definitely be feeling your core. And try rotating your calves side to side and rolling different sides and angles of that muscle. Now, if this is already pretty sensitive for you, you might not want to take it any further. But if your calves are enjoying this, and you want a little bit more pressure, you can cross the legs and use the weight of the other leg on top to roll. And if this bothers your shoulders or your wrists, take it down to your elbows, and you can roll from there. When you find a good sore spot, you're gonna pin it down and then go side to side across that particular spot. Hold down on that spot and then give your foot on that leg some nice circles around both directions, point and flex. You can roll out that area. Let's go into the other leg. You can either do it on its own or cross, depending on the amount of pressure that's right for you. Think of this as you're just kind of working the dough, warming it up, and looking for any sore areas that you want to address. Hold on that spot and go side to side. Nice and slow. Anything that hurts, just take a deep breath and relax. Consciously that muscle. Like when you get a massage and somebody hits a spot, you breathe it out. Take your foot into some circles, both directions. And point and flex the foot. Next we're going to work our way up to the glutes. And the reason we want to use the glutes, and maybe you already felt it today, the connection in today's class, but the glutes are the core. Not the whole core, but they're part of the core. So you want to start sitting on your roller, and you're going to slide over to the side so you're just on one glute, one butt cheek at a time. And I like to roll the whole butt cheek top to bottom. I use my hand behind me for support. And when I find a sore area, I go side to side. If I feel like I just can't get it, make sure you take the leg on the glute you're using. Okay, don't do the other leg. Bring that knee up into your chest, stretch the glute, and then go for a roll there. Side to side. Let's go ahead and work the other cheek. Up and down. The length of the whole muscle. You want to find where the sore spots are rather than just doing everything you possibly can. Really try to locate those tense areas. I think this makes a lot more sense if you think about it in terms of self-massage. When somebody's giving you a massage, you want them to dig into the sore spots and release them. So it's the same thing here. You're just giving yourself a massage. Next one we're going to roll is the lats, and also I include these in rolling the core because your lats, which is your back muscle, I think Michael Phelps, big triangle upper body, he has really well developed lats, that back muscle. They are part of the core big time. So we find them by laying on our side and tucking our roller under our side, not necessarily up in the armpit, which is a little higher, although it does come up through the armpit. But I'm also going to roll down the sides of my ribs. Do not roll off the edge of the ribs on the bottom. You have some floating ribs there. So we only want to go about halfway. And when you find a sore spot on your lats, pin that down and you can roll forward and back. Kind of squish through those tissues. Breathe through it. And then holding on that spot, make a snow angel with that arm and try to stretch your lat while you're holding that little sore spot. And kind of floss it out and roll. Now let's do the other side. Underneath on the side of the ribs. And roll up and down. Side there. Remember, don't go off the edge of the ribs onto the floating ribs. The side is definitely sore for me. motions there. Stretching the lat. All right, let's take it into quadruped now. Hands and knees. Dig in your toes and push up and back into downward dog, pushing through your hands, ribs to the knees if you'd like to walk out your heels. I'm going to reach across towards our opposite ankle and switch. Let's try that again. With straight legs, let's tiptoe up towards the hands, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, glance up with a flat back. Exhale, roll down, hug around your knees. You can bend those knees, bringing your chest to your thighs, and then push through your heels and straighten those legs. Keep the belly on the thighs. Tuck your head down. Hands to the floor, straight legs. Start to roll up the spine, stacking one at a time. Big arm stretch up. Hands to the heart and down to the floor for another forward fold. Take one big step back into your low lunge. And forward leg. If it's your right leg, you're going to take your right arm up. If it's your left leg, you're going to take your left arm up. Drag the feet towards each other, keep the hips straight. And exhale, hands down. Step back into downward dog. And tiptoe the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale, roll down. Wrap the arms around the legs, bend the knees. Chest to the thighs. You're going to hold your head, tuck your head, straighten the legs. And soften the knees, hands to the floor. And straighten the legs and roll up with the spine. Another inhale, big reach. Arms overhead, hands to the heart, down to the floor. I'm going to step back the other leg this time into low lunge. And open up that same side hand. Pull the feet towards each other, hips nice and straight. Reach for the ceiling. Exhale, hand to the mat. Turn to your downward dog. Into your plank. You're going to slowly lower down to the floor. And exhale into upward dog. Big stretch of the belly. Exhale. And roll to the mat. And take your arms forward and give yourself a nice little cushion to relax your forehead on. Big deep belly breath. Try to push your belly into the floor. And exhale. Let it all go. Bring your hands back to your shoulders. We're going to push back onto our knees. Keep sitting back all the way onto the heels, forehead to the ground. When you're ready, you can come up from the mat. Hopefully you enjoyed our killer core workout with the foam roller. It's more than just a mobility tool. You can also add it to your workouts to really increase the intensity. It's definitely intense for me, but that's good. I need core training. We all do, but just being hard on myself. Anyway, don't be hard on yourself. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today. Thanks for taking my class. We have flow tomorrow, so get ready for that, and let me know if you like any of the new things I've been trying this week. Hopefully this was an improved experience. I tried a different webcam, microphone setups. I don't know if you could tell, but hopefully it made a difference. Anyway, have a great day.